There are victories that earn 3 points, and then there are victories that send a message to the entire world. The difference is simple. One helps you survive a tournament, the other makes every opponent start paying attention. And after what we witnessed from France against Iraq, it is becoming harder and harder to ignore one possibility. France may be building momentum at exactly the right time. Coming into this match, the pressure was not necessarily on France to win. Most people expected them to get the job done. The real question was how they would win. Would they look convincing? Would they play with authority? Would they show the quality of a genuine World Cup contender? Because at this stage of the tournament, results matter, but performances matter just as much. The answer arrived over 90 minutes that demonstrated exactly why France remains one of the most feared teams in international football. A 3-0 victory may look straightforward when you see the final score, but the significance goes much deeper than the numbers. This was a performance that showed control, maturity, confidence, and perhaps most importantly, a team that seems to understand exactly what it takes to succeed on football's biggest stage. From the opening whistle, France played with purpose. There was no panic, no unnecessary risk-taking, and no sign of complacency. They understood the importance of imposing themselves early and preventing Iraq from gaining confidence. When strong teams allow underdogs to settle into matches, surprises can happen. France made sure that never became a possibility. The French players moved the ball quickly, controlled possession, and constantly looked for openings. Every attack seemed calculated. Every movement had intention behind it. Iraq worked hard defensively and tried to remain organized, but France's technical quality gradually began to create problems. What separates elite teams from good teams is patience. France never looked rushed. They trusted their system. They trusted their talent. They knew that if they continued applying pressure, opportunities would eventually arrive. And when those opportunities appeared, France took advantage. That is one of the biggest reasons this team is so dangerous. They do not need countless chances to score. Give them space, give them a moment of hesitation, and suddenly the ball is in the back of the net. Against Iraq, that clinical edge was on full display. As the goals arrived, so did the confidence. You could see it in the movement of the players, the speed of their passing, and the energy throughout the team. Every successful attack seemed to increase their belief. Every defensive recovery reinforced their discipline. This was not a team hoping to win. This was a team expecting to win. And that mentality matters enormously in tournament football. World Cups are not only decided by talent, they are decided by belief. Teams must convince themselves that they belong among the favorites. They must develop momentum. They must create an identity that can survive difficult moments later in the competition. France appears to be doing exactly that. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of this performance was balance. Many teams can attack well. Many teams can defend well. The truly dangerous teams do both. France managed to look threatening going forward while remaining solid at the back. Iraq searched for opportunities, but clear chances were difficult to find. That defensive stability should worry future opponents just as much as France's attacking quality. Because when a team scores goals freely while also keeping clean sheets, it becomes incredibly difficult to beat. As the match progressed, France looked increasingly comfortable. They controlled the rhythm, dictated the tempo, and forced Iraq to spend long periods chasing the game. That can be mentally exhausting. Every minute spent defending against a team with France's quality drains energy and confidence. By the time the third goal arrived, the result felt inevitable. The scoreline reflected the difference between a side aiming to compete and a side aiming to win the entire tournament. That does not mean France has already achieved anything. World Cups have a habit of punishing teams that become overconfident. There are still challenges ahead. There are still stronger opponents waiting. There are still moments of pressure that can change everything. But performances like this are exactly what championship runs are built on. The most successful teams rarely explode into life overnight. Instead, they gradually grow stronger. They build chemistry. They gain confidence. They develop momentum one match at a time. France seems to be following that path. Another important factor is experience. Many members of this squad understand what it means to compete at the highest level. They have played in major tournaments. They have experienced pressure. They know how quickly emotions can swing during a World Cup. That knowledge helps teams remain calm when expectations rise. Against Iraq, France never looked distracted by the occasion. They approached the match professionally and handled their business efficiently. For Iraq, this result will be disappointing, but there are still lessons to take from the performance. Facing one of the strongest teams in the tournament is never easy. Matches like these reveal areas that need improvement and highlight the standards required to compete against elite opposition. Sometimes defeats provide clarity. Sometimes they reveal the gap that still needs to be closed. For France, however, the conversation now becomes much more interesting because this victory was not just about 3 points. It was about perception. Before tournaments begin, teams are judged by reputation. Once matches start, they are judged by performances. Every convincing victory strengthens belief among supporters and increases concern among rivals. France has now given the football world another reminder of what they are capable of. Their attack looks dangerous. Their midfield looks composed. Their defense looks organized. And perhaps most importantly, their confidence appears to be growing. That combination can become extremely dangerous as the tournament progresses. Opponents will study this performance carefully. Coaches will analyze every movement, every tactical decision, and every moment that created problems for Iraq. They will search for weaknesses because that is what successful teams do. The challenge is that France did not reveal many obvious weaknesses in this match. Instead, they revealed strengths. Strength in possession, strength in transition, strength in decision making, strength in mentality. Those qualities are difficult to stop when they come together at the same time. The scary thought for the rest of the tournament is that France may still have another level to reach. Great teams often improve as competitions continue. They learn from each match. They become more comfortable. They build stronger connections between players. If that process continues, France could become even more dangerous in the weeks ahead. And that is why this 3-0 victory feels important. Not because it guarantees future success, not because it automatically makes France champions, but because it suggests something is building. Momentum, confidence, belief, the ingredients that every World Cup contender desperately needs. Right now, France is collecting those ingredients one performance at a time. The rest of the world has been warned before, and after this commanding victory over Iraq, that warning is becoming louder. France did not simply win this match. They strengthened their position, reinforced their identity, and reminded everyone why they remain one of the most serious threats in the FIFA World Cup. And if they continue producing performances like this, the road to the trophy may eventually have to go through France.